Santa Maria Senior High School. Hello, lovely parents of Santa Maria Senior High School. It's an honor to reach you through this platform, and on behalf of the director, the headmaster, the various PT executives, teachers, I want to congratulate you and to wish you well in your quest to educate your child, because I believe the greatest legacy every parent must leave their child is quality education. Not just sending the child to school, but ensure that at the end of the day, your child gets the best education that will prepare him or her for life and for productivity. Now, as a life coach, there has been a lot of challenges I've seen in our educational system. And thank God, the new curriculum developed by GES of the Ministry of Education is a learner-centered curriculum. In other words, the learning style of the child is the determining factor in instructing the child what to know and how to understand what is being taught in the classroom. I believe this information is not only for teachers, but parents need to know and understand the learning style of their children in order to complement what the school or teachers do. You see, the truth of the matter is, even if the teacher does the right approach and use the right systems in teaching your child, and the child comes home and is given homework, and the parent doesn't know how to enhance the child's ability to understand whatever needs to be answered or learnt at home, then there will be a conflict in that child. So as a life coach and a learning strategist, through my experiments and many years of experience in this field, I've come out with a book, and that book is helping a lot of people. It's titled How to Identify a Child's Unique Learning Style. And to help us understand that every child is unique in how they think, how they interpret information, how they understand and recall information. So trying to compare your child to another child who can easily recall information and think that your child is not intelligent is a wrong approach. All you need to do, or we need to do as parents and educators, is to identify how every child or your child thinks, understand information, how he or she recall the information and present it for understanding. So there are 4 types of learners. I categorize them under the gold students, the brass students, the iron students, and the zinc students. This approach of categorization comes from how God has naturally wired every person to think and analyze information. So when it comes to the good students, they are those who are very quick at reading. They talk on top of their voices. They like fighting or arguing in order to have their way. They belittle other people's opinion. They always think they are right. And when it comes to learning, they are very good though, but they commit little mistakes, as in omissions. Things you expect them to write and write well, you look through their books and you realize that they've committed a lot of errors in them. Now, these children are the very good at chew and pull, so they can reproduce the information exactly for you. But what they lack is real understanding of what they have learnt. So there is a challenge of application. And in our school system, these are the children we all want to compare ourselves with. That, hey, a child is good, can recall easily, can rattle easily. But the truth of the matter is, though they can recall very excellently, there is a challenge of understanding. And in life, whatever we are learning in the school system is for application. So it is not enough that your child can talk and replay whatever has been learnt excellently to you. No, we need to have patience. That patience to really guide the child to learn, to understand what they learn, and then they can apply later on in life. So that's for the good student. The best way to help this student is repetition. They learn best through repetition, through practical approach. They are practical children. They don't like theory for long. So engage them in an environment where there is the practicality of whatever topic you are teaching. Relate what you are teaching to the environment. Let them see, let them feel, let them touch. And then they will experiment on their own to gain practical understanding of whatever you want them to learn and do well in the exams for you. There is other children who are the brass students. The brass students are the very slow learners. Their mind naturally is designed to understand information gradually in order to coordinate the relationships of whatever is being taught for understanding to be arrived on. So they are the type of student by nature, their mind is slow at processing information. That doesn't make them unintelligent. No. They just have the ability of analytical reasoning. And the truth of the matter is these are the real intelligent ones, because the brain is designed by God to analyze, to critique, to synthesize, to coordinate in order to communicate what has been understood and arrive at understanding of what to do. In other words, application. In real sense, they have that ability. But the interesting thing is parents don't have patience for this type of children. The school system also doesn't have time for them, because we are in a rush to finish one topic and another one comes and another one comes until we close. The next day we come back to school. So they don't get the opportunity to really internalize whatever has been taught in the classroom. So if you have such a child and you think the child is too slow in understanding what you are teaching and therefore he or she is unintelligent, you'll be using wrong approach in engaging the child. What will happen is over time the child will adopt to those wrong approach in learning, but in real life after school they'll have a struggle in really finding their feet, because learning has not been oriented along their natural thinking pattern. So there will be a conflict in analyzing information and taking action to become productive in life. How do we identify these students, or you know that your child is a brass student? They are very slow at talking. Sometimes, as long as you put a book in front of them, it's like their mind is shut up. It's shut down to really be active like the way when they are not doing anything. When there's no book in front of them, they are happy, playing around, shouting. But immediately a book comes in front of them, it's like you have poured water on them, and then there's a difficulty of really flowing with you to learn whatever you need them to learn. And also there is the fear. There's a fear within them that they will not be able to understand what you are teaching. And that fear stems from the fact that immediately you start rushing, there is a conflict within them to follow fast to understand what you are teaching. So they tend to quail in and then use little excuses to want to run away from learning. Now, how best do we help these students? They are very intelligent. The truth of the matter is they are very intelligent. When you get my book, you understand why they are very intelligent. The world's greatest personalities fall into this category of people. How do you help them? One, they need external motivation. You see, they don't have a personal reason why they should do what they need to do. So the best way to help them is to promise them a reward for what they need to learn. And believe you me, the reward becomes the external motivation for which they want to sit up, produce the result for you, and then they can get their reward. Some of them are also musically inclined, so adopt a musical approach in a playful mood to help them enhance their learning ability over time. Because of time factor and because it's a video, I'll cut down some of the information in order for us to all benefit. Then we have the Zinc students. The Zinc students are the talkatives. They can talk from morning to evening, asking lots of questions, very inquisitive, very demanding, attention seeking. Now, this type of students are very good. Orally, they can replay exactly whatever you tell them and teach them. But they have a short memory span. So at the point that you are teaching them and their mind is on you, they can recall exactly whatever you said. But at the point their mind went wandering around, then there is a challenge of really recalling to you whatever they've learned. And it only gives us the understanding that not that they are not intelligent at the point that their mind went off. No, they just, by nature, how God has wired their mind, they have a short memory span. So what do you do to help such a child? They love music a lot. They like playing a lot. So adopt a repetitive approach in helping them internalize whatever they are learning. And then teach them how to prioritize. That there's time for everything. There's time to play. There's time to eat. There's time to talk. There's time to do other things. So this is the time for learning. So they should learn to focus their attention. And the fact that you said it doesn't mean that they will abide immediately. No, it has to take a repetition of alerting them to learn to focus. And as long as you keep calling their names and giving them examples and doing things along their area of interest, you get them to understand whatever you need to teach them. And they are very good at recalling as well. The other one is the iron student. The iron students are very quiet students or quiet people. Their sense of judgment is good, but sometimes they are afraid to share their emotions or express their emotions and share their views. They are afraid that colleagues will laugh at them. So in class, they have less friends, or even in the society at home, they have less friends. They always want to keep to themselves. When you shout on them, they quail in, and therefore their mind is very rich. They are very rich people when it comes to ideas and thoughts. Now, how do you help such students? They are the type that doesn't like insults. As long as you're a parent or a teacher and you insult them, they will not like you. They will not like your subjects. And no matter what you do, they'll shut their mind to you, and that's it. So the best way to help these students is self-affirmation. Help them to feel appreciated, to feel loved, to that sense of welfare. You need to give it to them. And that's it. It sparks the love to please you. And then everything they need to do to keep you going, man, they are good to go. So the iron students are very intelligent, but they learn progressively because they have high sense of critical analytical ability. They are critics. They critique whatever they see around them. So if you don't give them that sense of affirmation, they might think there is something wrong with them. But when you give them that affirmation, it tends to boost their morale and then want to look at things from a positive angle and have a self-belief that I can progressively learn and improve on my learning ability over time. And these are the students, anytime you call them, as long as they have learned to understood what they've learned, they will always record excellently for you. But interestingly now, the school system doesn't have time for them. So they are the average students we have in our classrooms. I believe in me, in real life, they excel very well. This brief information can give you a clue to which type of learner your child is. This should give us the understanding that not all children are the same when it comes to learning. So we don't have to use an all-fit-all approach in relating with our children at home. Never compare your child to another child you have. Never compare your child to another parent's child, thinking that that parent's child or the other child is better than the child who is a low learner. No, don't create that conflict within them at these tender ages. Learning is a lifelong process, and each time we give children the opportunity to learn, we are helping them develop their analytical skills, their reasoning faculty, in order to become people who understand their world, in order to take the right actions to bring improvement to our world. The days of rote learning, just learn and replay, just rote learning, learn and forget, pass and forget, all those things are past and gone. We are in the 21st century where the capacity and thinking ability of students or children need to be developed gradually within the school system to prepare them for life. And there is a calculation I do to help you as a parent know exactly which type of learning style your child best fits into. And I believe as we engage further on the platform, we will do the counseling and guidance either through call or any other platform we agree on to help you develop the natural thinking ability and learning style of the child. Remember, your child is very intelligent. As long as you help the child enhance his learning ability along his natural thinking pattern and learning style. My name is Aaron Lawstone. I'm a purpose-driven life and career coach, a learning strategist, emotional management coach, and award-winning author. We are there to help you, and I believe let's participate in this process to give the best for our children, because all the money we are spending on them, it needs to be maximized and recouped at the right time. So we should give our best in just providing every need we can to ensure our children are educated. They are our future. They are our world. They are to continue the legacies we are toiling today and spending all our energies on. So if we don't give them the best they need at this level, then our investments will go down the drain. But I believe that will not be our portion as parents of Santa Maria International School. God bless you as we all collaboratively engage in giving our students and our children the best of education they need for life. Thank you.